brought to you by the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education and the SLOCO Arts Collaborative. Ever heard the saying that timing is everything? Well, that's true in music, and especially true when you're playing the bass. The bass's primary role is to hold down the rhythm and groove of the music, and today we're going to talk about what that means. So you need to know, playing the right notes is only one piece of playing this instrument. You must also play the notes at the right time. This is where rhythm comes in. A large portion of Western music is written in counts of 4. So that's a great place to start with rhythm. I'll show you. Listen to this song. You can count with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of those counts is what we're going to call a beat. The count helps inform us of the time signature. Now, what is time signature? It's just the musician's way to describe the rhythm of a song with numbers. The top number indicates the beats in the measure, and the bottom number tells you the note values. We will expand on this, so don't worry if you don't understand yet. Most popular Western music is written in the time signature of 4/4. That's just divided into beats of 4, where you count 1, 2, 3, 4. And after 4, you start over. Again, each of those counts for this time signature represents a beat. These beats are grouped into portions called bars or measures. You've probably heard musicians talk about bars. A bar in the time signature of 4/4 is divided into 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That entire count of 1 through 4 is a bar. Got my handy dandy dry erase board. So most bars that you hear in popular music are also divided into 4 beats because a lot of Western music uses 4/4 time signature, like that. One section of 1, 2, 3, 4 is a measure or a bar. Every time you come to 1, that's a new measure. How many measures is this? I will clap on the 1 and you count how many times I clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, how many measures was that? If you said 3, you're right. Playing the bass and music in general does mean doing some counting in your head. So that 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you practice, you won't always have to count. Then you can feel the pulses of the beats. The 1 is also known as the downbeat, and it's usually the strongest beat as it signifies the beginning of the measure. In this context, each beat translates to a quarter note as the note value. If your time signature is a 4 at the bottom, like 4/4, then a quarter note is worth 1 beat. That's what it looks like. We're going to go into different note values later, but for now, let's just worry about 4/4 time signature and quarter notes. Next, I'm going to show you what I mean in real time. It's much easier to express rhythm with examples. First, you will need this. It's called a metronome, and it's very important. You can download this metronome app for free on your phone, and each click here is a beat, or a quarter note in this context. So it'll sound like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll hear people refer to beats by their number or order, like beat 1, 2, 3, 4, and the metronome signals the beginning of the bar, which is also beat 1. If you put all 4 of these beats or quarter notes together, then what do you have? If you said bar or measure, then you'd be correct. Now, the ring signals the beginning of each bar, which is also beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this number here stands for BPM, which is beats per minute. That is just like what it sounds. How many beats per minute, which ultimately translates to the speed of the song. You can change the speed or BPM here, not there, oop, here, and we'll start with 100. Let's try an exercise where all you need is your hands. Let's clap on all of the beats. Take a second and internalize clapping in time. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Now we're going to try clapping to certain beats with the metronome. Let's try just the 1 and the 3 beats. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. Now let's try clapping on the 2 and the 3 beats. This is a little harder, so don't worry if this takes a second, and feel free to pause the video. And you can always get out your own metronome and try to that. So it helps in the beginning to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. All right, now let's try clapping instead on the 2 and the 4 beats. So 2 and 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. Let's try it a little faster at 120 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. So this is a great clapping rhythm to internalize and clap to whenever you're at a live music show, especially pop music and rock music and blues music. A lot of your favorite songs are going to be to that clapping rhythm, or at least that clapping rhythm will work really, really well. So remember that rhythm and try it at home. I'll let you in on a musician's not so secret secret. It's a funny joke in the musician community that you don't ever want to clap on the 1 and 3 beats because it makes you sound square. And you don't want to sound square. You don't want your audience clapping on the 1 and the 3 either, because it can just easily mess you up if you're performing. I'll show you. Here's a song that I wrote. You'll probably recognize this song because we used it earlier for counting. We're going to do some more of that. And let's first find the 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Great. Now we're going to clap on the 1.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Now we're going to add the 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now we're going to clap instead on the 2 and the 4. Feel free to move your body on the 1 beat because you need to still feel that downbeat, but don't clap.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
See what I mean? It grooves more on the 2 and the 4. So don't be a square. Clap on the 2 and the 4 next time you're listening to some live music and you will make the musicians very happy. Unless you're at a square dance, then it's fine to sound square. If you're listening to country or bluegrass, clapping on the 1 and the 3 beats is appropriate. You can also play in the spaces in between the 1, 2, 3, and 4 beats. That's called subdividing. The count sounds like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When you break them down like this, the quarter notes we talk about become split into eighth notes. Here's what an eighth note looks like. It's like a quarter note, but it's got a tail. And when you put them on the music staff and chain them together, then they get attached. And it's essentially a quarter note divided into 2. So it's going to sound twice as fast. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be this, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which is written like this. So we have quarter notes and eighth notes, which implies the existence of a whole note, and we have that too. It looks like this. It's 4 quarter notes added together. We also have half notes, which look like this, and those are 2 quarter notes added together. So let's get this straight. 1 whole note equals 4 quarter notes equals 2 half notes equals 8 eighth notes. It's essentially simple math. Now let's go back to the metronome and pick up the bass so that I can give you examples in real time about what I mean. We're going to turn the BPM to 100 here. Got my tiny cute little baby amp. And play along if you feel like it. I'm going to be playing on the note G. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're going to do quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try eighth notes. Remember that count? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great. All right, let's slow the metronome down to 65 BPM and try clapping on every eighth note subdivision. So remember what that sounds like? We just did it on the bass. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's much slower than what we had it at before. First try to get the big beats. The 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's really easy to do this and speed up or slow down because we're not robots, we're humans, and that's okay. If you speed up, that's called rushing, and if you slow down, it's called dragging. Now let's try something interesting. Try clapping on the and of the beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's not the end of these beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's called clapping on the off beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great job. We can subdivide even more by breaking down each beat. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Drummers are always having to subdivide like this, and 1 E and a is an easy way to break it down. When we subdivide like this, the notes become 16th notes. I know, they just keep getting smaller. The names of these notes really just signal how long you stay on a note before you move to the next beat, and you always subdivide to the smallest beat. So here's a 16th note. Within the divisions, you can play on any of these parts, and that's where you can make things very interesting. I can play something on the bass with that count. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. That's just 2 notes. Practicing to a metronome is key to internalizing a good sense of rhythm and feeling that pulse, that one that you always return to. The more you practice, the more that subdividing will become easy and even innate. And I know it can be frustrating to practice to that metronome's clicking sound in the background, but it's so helpful. You can even find drum tracks on YouTube in different BPMs and time signatures, and those will probably be a little bit more fun to play to. Between you and me, I didn't really practice with a metronome when I was starting, and later on it came up to bite me when I wasn't playing with a drummer, and it was just me holding down the rhythm. So don't be like me. Practice to a metronome. Internalize good rhythm. So far, we've only discussed songs with 4 beat bars, but there are lots of different types of songs with different time signatures. We've gone over 4/4, which is 4 beats per bar, and each beat the size of a quarter note, or at least adding up to a quarter note. So it technically could be 8 eighth notes down there. But we have lots of other options of time signatures. So here's what 6/4 sounds like. It is very, very similar to 4/4, but you have 6 beats or quarter notes per bar. So it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can change the time signature right here. Another example is 3/4, and here you count to 3 with 3 quarter note beats. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is commonly called a waltz. It has a sway to it. We're going to try a fun activity with 3/4. You're going to sit down like this. And you're going to hit your leg, back of your hand, and leg again, like that, and do it to each leg. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Basically, you're doing body percussion in 3/4. You can do it faster to impress all your friends. Let's try doing it to the metronome at 120. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Have to be careful not to get my microphone line. Let's do it faster. 150. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't worry if you don't get it. You can pause the video and practice it and watch me closely. And once you get good at it, then you can do it really fast. Let's go back over some things. What do we get when we split a quarter note into two? An eighth note, or 2/8 notes to be specific. How does that count go when we clap it out? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What's the note that's half of an eighth note? A 16th note. An eighth note is half of a quarter note. So there's 2 eighth notes in the space of 1 quarter note. It will come out sounding twice as fast because there's twice as many notes per beat. Conversely, you can have a half note, which is equal to 2 quarter notes. And you can have a whole note, which is equal to 4 quarter notes. Here's what 6/8 sounds like. This is with BPM 70. This time signature has bars that consist of 6 eighth note beats. It's got a sway to it. Reminds me of ocean waves. Many Irish and Scottish folk songs also use this time signature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're grouped in twos, if that's not too confusing. Here's what 3/8 would sound like. That's got 3 eighth note beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, you can probably see a pattern. With time signatures, the top number tells you how many beats in the whole bar, and the bottom indicates the type of note or how you will be dividing your beats. Hopefully it makes a little bit more sense now. It's a lot easier to understand with examples, so I really hope those helped. As a bassist, will you be playing half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, or any combination of those? The bass player needs to know. And you can get by as a bassist without knowing the specific names of the time signatures you're playing, but you need to know how it feels to play them. Imagine trying to play 4/4 when the rest of the band is playing 3/4. It wouldn't sound good. There's many different time signatures, and you can even change your timing in the middle of a song. Jazz music and classical music love doing that, but popular music on the radio usually does stick to 4/4 time signature. Each genre of music is going to have common rhythms and ways that they generally use an instrument. In folk music, a common bass line or part that the bass plays might sound simple, like this. In punk music or rock music, the bass may sound like this. In Latin music, it might sound like this. In blues music, the bass might sound like this. Pretty distinct, right? Especially that blues one. Some music, like blues, sounds distinct not only because of the rhythms, but also because of the scales, which leads me into our next topic, so stay tuned for the next installment.
Ba-dum, 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 boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, bum, boom.